Good evening, Colusa, and welcome to our virtual town hall with Race Communications. We want to thank you all for joining us tonight. We're super excited to be bringing you our fast fiber internet and becoming part of the Colusa community. I'm Kaitlin. I'm the Director of Marketing here at Race Communications, and I'm joined tonight with my wonderful teammates. I have Chris Bader, the Director of Field Operations, Michael, Director of Customer Support, and last but not least, Matt, the Director of Sales. Together, we're going to share with you all about the fastest internet that Colusa has to offer. We're going to tell you about our products, our services, and of course, a little bit about race. But before we get started, we have a couple of housekeeping items to take care of. First, if you do have any questions, we are going to have a Q&A at the end. So make sure that you drop your questions in the Q&A button at the bottom of your screen, or you can send them through the chat. Just make sure to send them and we will answer as much as we can when we get to that part of the presentation. And more fun than that, we have giveaways tonight. We are giving away 6 months of internet for free fiber internet to 2 lucky winners. All you have to do is just make sure that you registered for this town hall. So if you have not registered yet, we're going to put a link in the chat and you can go ahead and register there. Once you're registered, when it is time to pull the winners out, you will be eligible for the prize. So now that the housekeeping's out of the way, let's go ahead and get started. I want to talk to you guys a little bit more about Race Communications. Go to the next slide, please. Thank you. And one more. All right, so who is Race? What is this new fiber internet company that you've heard of in your community? Well, we are a fiber-based internet provider in California. We started in 1994, originally as an IT company, but we evolved into an internet service provider, providing fiber in 2001. Since then, our mission has been to bridge the digital divide. We want to bring high-speed, affordable internet access to communities throughout California and make sure that everyone does have access to really good and quality internet. We are servicing 30+ communities in the state, just like your community in Colusa. And another thing about Race that is unique compared to some of the other internet service providers out there is we are a local company. So we are California-based and we have our customer support in California. We have our sales centers in California. We've got local technicians and warehouses throughout California. In fact, the one closest to you at the moment is Yuba City. So we're just right down the street and we are ready to serve you. And we are so excited to be part of your community. All right, now you're probably wondering, enough about Race, what about Colusa? And we're gonna explain that right here to you guys. So we have been building in Colusa for a while now. Our construction team has been working really hard to bring fiber internet to the community and has laid 35 miles of fiber network right in your community. This has allowed us to service 2,300 homes and businesses. We actually are able to service the community now. We're fully released. So if you are interested in service, we've got you. You'll see here, this is the initial coverage map for the service in your area. But if you want to see if your exact home or business is available, we are going to drop a link in the chat and you can go to that page and do an address checker. It will show you exactly if your home is available or not and all of the different services and packages that you can order. So we'll go ahead and put that right in there. Fiber internet brings unique opportunities to Colusa. Right now, we are the only fiber provider in Colusa, and we are bringing the fastest speeds in the nation to you. That is 10 gigabits per second. Guys, that is super fast. What does that mean for you? It allows you to it just gives you a lot more opportunities. So you can stream your favorite movies without them buffering, and it always happens during your favorite part. You can do uninterrupted online learning, or you can also do your Zoom calls at work without freezing, because we've all been there. It's super embarrassing. And finally, it does allow you to connect virtually with people across the whole globe like we are tonight. So we're very, very excited to bring this service to you guys. We can go to the next. All right, and now we have entered the part of the night for our first giveaway. One lucky attendee is about to win 6 months of free fiber internet. So we'll go ahead and have Sage, our social media specialist, go ahead and draw that up live and paste it in the chat. Who is going to be the winner? All right, Cecilia Gomez, you are the winner of 6 months of free fiber internet. Please make sure to reach out to us. We will contact you as well, but just so you have it, marketing@race.com, and we will get you all taken care of and your service set up. Congratulations. All right, and with that comes the next part of the presentation. I am going to pass it over to Matt, our Director of Sales, and he will walk you through all of the great products and services that we are offering in Colusa.
Awesome. Thanks, Kaitlin. So like Kaitlin said, my name is Matt. I'm the Director of Sales here at Race Communications. I'm excited to show everybody the different products and services that we offer in the community. So if we could go to the next slide, please. So we're going to start by talking about some of our internet packages, but before I even dive into that, I want to make sure everybody understands why Race is different than others. So like Kaitlin was talking about, we are a 100% fiber to the home provider. So what does that mean to you? I'm sure you saw our construction crews in your neighborhoods digging up the roads, laying down conduit and fiber. That's because we are choosing not to use the old copper technology that has been in your community. So we are 100% fiber to the home, which allows us to bring cutting edge technology like 10,000 megabit per second speed to your home. So it is the latest and greatest technology. The competitors in your area, Xfinity, maybe satellite, point-to-point wireless, just don't have that kind of bandwidth capability. It's not a choice that they're making. They are limited by the copper or wireless technology that they are using. So super excited that you all get cutting edge technology in your community. All of our services run over this fiber optic network. We don't use copper, wireless, nothing for our phone, TV, or internet packages. It's all run over the fiber network. Other benefits of fiber optic services, our speeds are symmetrical. So when you hear us say 1,000 megabits per second, 25 megabits per second, that is not only the download speed that you'll get, important for downloading files and whatnot, but also the upload, which you won't find with the competitor. So what is upload? Right now, I'm uploading my audio and video to you over a network, sharing files to others. So symmetrical speeds are important. And so anytime we talk speed, just know that is the download and upload speed that only fiber can deliver at the home. Data caps. I don't know if you guys have had to deal with throttling your speeds at a certain point or only allowing a certain amount of use per month. With all of our internet packages that I'm going to speak on, it is truly unlimited use. There is no throttling of the speed. There is no data caps. Contracts to sign up for our services on anything I talk about here, they don't exist. We do not tie you into a contract. We do not offer you a promotional price to get you and then throw up the rates. So we rely on our services and our products to sell themselves. We don't feel the need to have to lock anybody in a contract or rope you in with some special promotional offer. The pricing you see here is the pricing. We're upfront on all of that. So that being said, that's true. What I just said is true to any of the the current offerings we have. So talking about the different packages, we have our basic broadband at $35 a month, and this gives you 25 megabits of symmetrical speed. So this is for the entry-level user, one, maybe two users in the home doing email, those that don't need to have the latest and greatest. So we have an offering for you. Next up is our Gigafy package at $70 a month, and that is 1 gigabit per second symmetrical speed. And 1 gigabit, just so everybody knows, is 1,000 megabits per second. So an incredible amount of bandwidth, download and upload. This is for the work at home. This is for the family. This is for doing the schoolwork, streaming on multiple devices at once while working at home without having to worry about buffering or any issues like that. An incredible amount of bandwidth for $70 a month. And then we have the Gigafy Plus, and this is exciting because this isn't a big deal just for Colusa. This is exciting for the country. 10,000 megabit per second internet at residential homes. No one else is doing this. We recognize that homes are having more and more wireless devices, right? Your thermostats, your vacuums, your refrigerators, everybody's got a tablet, a phone. The 10,000 megabit per second package for $120 a month is for the heavy user, right? You're a gamer who loves to have LAN parties. Invite everybody over. There won't be any issues with this. The heavy work at home, if you're uploading or downloading large files and you need to have the fastest, most comprehensive bandwidth available, this is for you. So those are our current 3 packages that we're offering in your community. I also want to speak real quick to the new network that we built. Again, we had to bring a new fiber optic network. It does have redundancy, and it's on a diversified route. So what does that mean? We've built your network to be more stable. So we are feeding Colusa in 2 different geographic locations with fiber. If something were to happen to one of those paths of fiber, we have the redundancy and the backup to ensure that your network stays up to date. Of course, there's natural disasters that nobody can account for, but part of our commitment to your community to give the most reliable service possible, so you don't have to rely on the old copper networks that you've been relying on in the past. More exciting news. So I showed you the 3 packages, right? 25 megabits per second, 1,000 megabits, and 10,000. Race has officially joined and partnered with the Affordable Connectivity Program. This is a federal program. I don't know if you are all aware, but this is a federal program to help lower income households access high-speed internet. So Race jumped on board this program. It offers, if you qualify, a $30 discount off any of those packages I just talked about. So gigabit internet, $40 a month. 10 gig internet, $90 a month. But specially made is this ACP exclusive 100 megabit per second offering for $0. So again, just Race trying to show its commitment to the communities. If you qualify for the ACP program, you can sign up for a plan and it will cost you absolutely nothing per month to get fiber to the home services. So very exciting news. If you have more questions on ACP, you can head to our website. We have links to check that out. So we talked about the internet. That's not where we stop. Race also offers its own streaming TV service, and this is also really exciting. This is a newer technology that we're moving towards. You can try our RaceTV service. It is a streaming TV service. This is not the old linear TV where you have to have a set-top box and coax cable running up the walls and outside the home. This is an app, just like you downloaded Netflix, just like you downloaded Hulu. once you sign up for this, you will go to your app store and download RaceTV. And you can download this on obviously smart TVs, like you're doing now with your streaming apps, or if you have streaming devices. So, your Fire Sticks, your Apple TVs, your tablets in the home, your cell phones in the home, any device that can download the app, you can watch live TV content on the Race Network. So really exciting. We have 3 different packages starting at $39 a month. And I'm going to show you a couple screenshots here next of just how kind of the user interface looks and the functionality. So you see on the left here, the RaceTV application. This is just a screenshot from a mobile phone. So you can watch this, on a Race network from any mobile device or your TVs. And then you see all this content on here. This is all the on-demand content available with the RaceTV service. So as you start watching shows, recording programs, the algorithms will kind of see what you're into, what kind of genres you like, and it will present different TV shows and or movies that you may be interested in. So kind of a neat feature. Can we go to the next slide, please? So more screenshots. So starting in the middle here, like I was saying, this is traditional TV guide. So you can see here, when you click the guide button, you get your channel lineup, the networks, and you just select which program you'd like to watch. This is live TV, just like it's always been. On the top right-hand side, you can see the 125.9 out of 150 hours. So this is telling you how much DVR recording space you have available. So this is utilizing a cloud DVR storage. You don't need a separate box in the home. It's all stored up in the cloud. And you can obviously record programs, and then you can click on schedule just to see what's coming up to be recorded and make any edits or changes as necessary. So internet, we have a streaming TV. Last but not least, we offer home phone services. So our home phone service is run over the same fiber optic network, right, as we've been talking about. So you get the same benefits, high bandwidth, so the voice quality is amazing, the reliability with a redundant diversified path feeding your community, and it's only $10 a month, unlimited calling. So newest technology, the price is right, $10 a month, US, Canada, Puerto Rico, you can talk as long as you want. And with our data package, it's only $10. So really impressive features. A lot of clients sign up for our home service, especially in some of the more remote areas that we focus on, because we know cell coverage can be tricky sometimes. So $10 for peace of mind to be able to make phone calls is worth it. Also on our network, I talked about how we built to feed your community Colusa in 2 different areas as backup. We also have backup power to our network. So in the event of a power outage, you don't have your cell phone battery died, as long as you can get power to our equipment in the home. So if you have a battery backup or a generator, all of our services will continue to work. Our network has backup power. So if you can power our equipment, you're good to go on internet, phone, TV service if you can power ours. Okay. And if you didn't hear, you guys can order now. So this isn't a coming soon presentation. Many of you have already signed up for our services. I think we've already started some of our in-home installations, which is really exciting. But you can order today. So how do you place an order? Call that phone number and a sales associate will answer any questions you have and walk you through the process. Or you can just go to our website, go to race.com/order. It will ask you to put your address in, and you can click through, see the pricing, see the offerings on there. If you aren't ready to place your order and just have questions, again, there are no contracts, there's no promotions here. We're open to help any way you need. So please call us, email us, chat with us. But once your order is in our system, a sales associate will reach out to you just to confirm the services you've selected, make sure you understand the services and pricing, go through the drop and installation process, which Chris is going to talk about here in a minute, just to answer any outstanding questions that you have. So please let us know. Okay, so that all being said, I'm going to pass it over to Chris, our Director of Field Operations, to talk about how we get this new fiber optic network to your home.
All right, thanks, Matt. Welcome, everyone. Glad you could join us. Excited to be here to explain the drop installation process and a couple other cool things we do at the install. I think some of these things that I'm going to talk about coming forward in the next couple slides is really going to set Race apart from other providers. So go ahead and get to the next slide, please. So step one, after you place your order, sales is going to schedule an installation at the time of the sales order. What that's going to do is schedule the drop at the same time. What is a drop? It is the way we bring the fiber from our network to the side of your home, whether it's going to be an aerial drop or underground drop. If it's aerial, it's going to be from a telephone pole. Most likely it's going to follow power, hit the side of your home. We'll put a service box. We call it a clamshell. That's where the fiber terminates from the pole to the home. And that is our starting point at the side of your house to bring fiber into your home. If it's an underground drop, it's going to come from a vault at the street or from a pedestal. More than likely in Colusa, it's all vaults. At the time of this part of the drop and underground, our techs will do a temporary drop. What that is fiber that comes out of the vault. We lay that on top of the grass to get to the side of your home. That's to get you up for services for installation until we can get the dig done. All of our digs are put in conduit, so we have underground technicians come out. They have to mark for USA tickets to make sure where your utilities are at. So that takes a couple days to get it done. We don't want to delay your services, so we do a temp drop. After the installation happens, a week to two later, we will schedule to get that underground drop done. So that is the part of the underground. If you guys want to see more of what that looks like, go to YouTube. I'm actually on a video explaining it all, and it shows the step-by-step of the underground, the temporary drop, and the aerial drop. So it'll give you guys a pretty good idea if you go to our YouTube channel. Go ahead to the next slide, please. So once the drop is done, we come for the installation. What does that mean? We do need an adult home, preferably a decision maker. At this time, when our field tech comes to the door, he's going to talk to you about, do you work from home? What do you use your internet for? That's really going to determine where we place the router, the Wi-Fi unit for you. If you're working from home, most likely we're going to try to put it, in your at-home office. If you're a big gamer, maybe we'll decide to put it in the living room. But it's a big deal of where we place the router. Like Matt was talking earlier, Wi-Fi. Well, everyone lives off Wi-Fi. Your refrigerator's on Wi-Fi. Everything's on Wi-Fi. Roomba, cameras, you name it, it's on Wi-Fi. We have to make sure we have good placement. Michael will talk about the router on his part of it, but it's the best router you can buy. So it gives really good coverage. We also have mesh units we can put in the homes to extend that Wi-Fi coverage out, and I'll talk about that in the next slide. Go ahead and move on. So after we place the router, our field technician is going to do a Wi-Fi strength test. Why? We want to make sure you guys have good Wi-Fi in your homes. I believe this is really one of the key customer service things that separates us from the rest. We want to make sure if you have 10 gig internet, 1 gig, that 100 package, make sure you have good Wi-Fi. If you don't have good Wi-Fi, there's no point in having fiber internet. So our tech is going to actually walk your home out and do a heat map. This is actually a home in Lancaster that we did. On the left side, you're going to see before pictures. So right here where the blue is where we placed the router. We noticed as soon as we went out of this was actually a home office, that the internet just dies. You can see there's a pretty solid line. The reason being is the customer built an extension on their home and built a home office. They wanted it in there. That's where their whole network is. There was actually a lot of switches, a lot of other things, but it was still hurting the Wi-Fi. So we did is in the second picture on the right, we installed mesh units. So there's a mesh unit here. This is where the main router is. This is where the wall's at. Obviously, this looks a lot bigger and more spread out because we're able to cover this home with 2 mesh units. Where it's orange is actually outside parking. This customer actually has an RV that was parked right here. They have family members that come over, so they wanted Wi-Fi in their RV. And there's actually RaceTV we put in the RV as well, so they can watch RaceTV really well from their RV in their driveway. Isn't always the case, but we can do pretty good job of getting Wi-Fi coverage. If I remember right, the other TV was right here for the living room, and then the bedrooms also had Race TV. So Wi-Fi is very important, especially with our TV packages, to make sure we get good coverage through the homes. This is something we do on every install. It's just the standard we do to make sure we cover your homes. All right. Next up, if you have good Wi-Fi, how do you control it? Race CommandIQ. You can download this from the Google Store, Apple. It's all good on all those devices. This controls your internet. It allows you to set up a guest network that you can turn on or off. Thanksgiving is a good example. If you want everyone to leave the house at 5 o'clock, you can shut their internet off. Once they lose gig internet, they might not be hanging out anymore. So it's really cool. It controls it. You can also set settings for your kids. If you want bedtime at 9 o'clock, you can shut their internet at 9 o'clock off. If you see down where it says people right here, that's how you select it. You decide whose phone that is. You put their name on there. You can do the restrictions on the right side. You can block certain websites, gaming things. It controls your internet. You can do a speed test on it. It has a lot of good options. When you call in and talk to sales, they can explain it. It's really good for us to have. Next slide, please. Step 4, you get to enjoy your internet. This is actually Pastor Jason. He was installed today. The speed test on the left is a speed test from his house at 2:30 this afternoon. So he's one of our first live customers. He was actually our first customer in Williams. He has a church in Williams. We lit up the church, the community center. Jason's been great, but as luck would have it, he was one of our first installs in Colusa. It was actually a surprise to me when I seen the photo of him. I was like, oh, that's Jason. We did his install in Williams. So he's ready to go, lit up today. So Michael is the director of customer support. He's going to explain what happens after the install if you guys need us.
Thank you, Chris, and thank you everybody for attending. My name is Michael Josu, and I am the director of support here at Race Communications. What I'm going to talk about a little bit today is some of the insights that we can see with our router, along with how to get in contact with us here at customer support. We here at Race provide a carrier class router through Calix with your internet service. Some of you may ask yourself, what is a carrier class router? A carrier class router has 2 things that you will not find on a shelf of any retail store: adequate antenna separation and essential airflow. By separating the spacing between the antenna, it reduces interference caused by the router itself, which allows for better coverage throughout the home. When it comes to a carrier class router, the airflow is just as important, and our routers are engineered with cooling in mind. As technology continues to advance, so does thermal outputs, and we want to ensure that the equipment in your home is built to last without the added noise of a mechanical fan. Our carrier class router also come equipped with Wi-Fi 6 technology to maximize throughput and wireless coverage throughout your home. Wi-Fi 6 allows for MIMO, multi-in, multi-out, which allows our routers to communicate with multiple devices at a single instance, while older technology would only communicate to a single device at a time. Our routers also come with the latest security protocols, WPA3, which is the latest when it comes to a secured wireless connection. And when using our routers, you'll have peace of mind knowing that we update the firmware on the router to ensure that you always have the latest security protocols in place. No action is required on your end. We'll ensure that the router is always up to date. When using us as your internet provider, we also have access to valuable insights surrounding the devices within the home. With that information, we're able to use it to troubleshoot issues that you may be experiencing. Let's say you're having an issue with the device and you call in or email to support. Our agents will be able to remotely log in to the router and review the details surrounding the device in question and then offer a solution. If we are seeing speed-related issues, we can see if the device is hardware or wireless, if the hardware on the device itself is being maxed out, or if things like range or interference is causing issues. Depending on the details, our agents will take you down our troubleshooting path to resolve your issue without needing us to come into the home. There are so many benefits to using our routers, but one of the things I like the most is that we include all of these features and the router at no additional cost. That's right, we'll provide that router at no cost, no rental charges, everything is included. If you like, you can provide your own router. However, you will lose access to all the benefits that was mentioned today, like the remote troubleshooting and access to the Race CommandIQ app and parental controls. So really, we do recommend that you use our router for the best experience. If we are unable to resolve your issue remotely, for example, let's say the power company was working on the poles and may have damaged the line, or hey, I was a little careless and actually spilt liquid all over my equipment and my internet's not working. A tech will be required to come on site to replace that line or equipment within the home. Our agents will be able to schedule your appointment by the end of the call to reduce the downtime, and our goal is to get to your home within 24 hours once a truck roll has been identified. A huge majority of our support can be resolved remotely, but in the rare instance of us needing to roll out, peace of mind knowing that we are doing everything we can to resolve your issues as quickly as possible. Our support department is open 7 days a week from 8 a.m. to midnight, and we can be reached via phone, email, or chat through our race.com website. Our support staff is located within our offices, like up in Yuba, or from the comfort from their own home, as we employ both on-site and remote employees within the state of California. We are happy to see our support staff local to the areas of which we're supporting, and we are excited to bring fiber to the community of Colusa. And now I'm going to pass the mic back to Kaitlin for our final giveaway of the night. Thank you, everybody, and back to you, Kaitlin.
All right, thank you, Michael. It is time for the final giveaway of the night. We are giving away 6 months of free internet. After this, we will be taking questions, so make sure to drop those in the chat or the Q&A, and we will take care of you. So the last giveaway winner of the night, 6 months of free internet, goes to the stage. Drop it in the chat. Chris Brooks. Congratulations, Chris. Go ahead and send us an email at marketing@race.com. Sage will put that in the chat, and we will get you set up on your services. We hope you love them. All right, let's start with the questions. So we have some questions going on in the Q&A right now, and I'm going to go ahead and read some of those off, and we'll have the team answer as many as we can tonight for you. So first question of the night, who's ready? All you guys can kind of round robin this, or you guys pick who answers things. So Janice is asking us, our phone service is VoIP. Do I need a designated phone line?
Good question, Janice. Matt here again, Director of Sales. So our phone line, it's kind of a hybrid between a POTS line, a plain old telephone system, and VoIP. It's a digital phone line. So we do provide the phone jack at the time of install. So that is required. When we do the installation, we're going to install what's called an ONT, an optical network terminal. And within that will be a phone jack for you to plug any existing phone line in. So it's similar to VoIP, but we have a little bit more security than VoIP networks. Some VoIP networks allow the voice conversation to run over different networks, whereas with our phone system, it strictly runs on the Race secure network. But we will provide you with a designated phone jack to plug your phone into.
Yeah, I was going to add to that. Most customers plug their phone, their wireless set, right into the back of the ONT. That's where it's at. Matt was talking about it earlier. If you put a battery backup on that ONT, you're always going to have phone services. We're on generator and then battery backup. If something happens to power, we're never going to go down. It's always up.
All right, thank you for answering that question. The next question we have is coming from Vicky. Vicky is asking us, would our streaming be able to replace services such as Hulu Live?
Yeah, Hulu Live is an app, right, that we download and I think offers local TV programming as well as some other channels as well. Very similar to ours. So yes, it's the same process. You download the app just like Hulu Live, and then you'll just want to check out the different channel lineups we have to see which package will work best for you. Luckily, again, no contract. So if you want to test out some channel packages, change between them, no big deal. It's just a phone call and we can make those changes for you.
Amazing. All right, let's find a new question for you. There's a lot of good questions in here. If we set up a phone line with Race, will we be able to get phone numbers that are on our local exchange, like 530 or 548 or 458? Can't read.
Yeah, so we can absolutely port in your existing phone number. So a high percentage of the customers who choose our phone line have an existing phone line with their current provider and would like to keep that number. And as long as it's a California number, that is not a problem. It's a seamless process. When you go through the order page, we will ask you, do you want a new phone number or would you like to keep your existing? And you just type in your existing number. We will reach out to you after the installation if we need any additional information from your previous phone provider. And we'll take care of that at no extra cost for you guys.
Right, thank you. And we have another question on RaceTV. Scott tuning in is asking, if I'm traveling, can I watch RaceTV on a non-race network?
That's a great question. So the standard application RaceTV needs to be on a race network only, copyright and other issues for that. But we do have a workaround. When you sign up for our Basic Plus or our Expanded Plus TV packages, we give you an additional streaming option called Watch TV Everywhere. And essentially what this allows you to do is on your mobile devices or streaming devices, you can now download the network applications for free. So I think some of you have gone on your smart TV or mobile devices and downloaded, the Bravo Network app or the History Channel app, but they require you to be paying for the service. So if you're paying for RaceTV, you can download those applications separately at no cost for that. And Watch TV Everywhere does not care which network you're on. So now you can watch the on-demand content that the application allows or any live content that the application allows. So if you have questions on that, we can give you more details, give us a call, but we do have a workaround so that you can watch content anywhere on any network.
Thank you. We have another question from Haley. Is there an option for a super quick drop? Can you just have it all completed the same day?
I'll grab that. It depends on our schedule. Yeah, we can get it done same day, especially if it's overhead. Underground, like I said, there's a lot of varies on underground. If the vault's in front of your driveway and there's concrete, no, we wouldn't be able to get that done. We'd have to get that drop done before the install, but we can get it done pretty quick. You don't have to be home for the drop either, is a good thing. So if you don't want to take 2 different days off work, you don't need to be home for the drop. We'll do that without you home. Installation, you do need to have somebody home, like I said earlier, somebody over the age of 18 and a decision maker is what we prefer.
All right, thank you. Looks like we have just a few more. We have, what are the hours of operation for customer support?
Great question. Our customer support department is open 7 days a week from 8 a.m. in the morning all the way until midnight. We do also have coverage over the holidays. So, if you are experiencing an issue at home when you have the day off, we will have representatives on staff ready to support you with whatever your needs may be. But we run Sunday to Saturday, 7 days a week from 8 a.m. to midnight.
Amazing. Let's see here. Frank is tuning in and he's saying, good evening, guys. My question is about regional sports channels, such as CSNBA and CSNCA, Giants baseball and Sharks hockey. Frank, are you asking if those are available, what the regional sports channels are? Can we talk about them if we have them, what those would look like?
Yeah, off the top of my head, Frank, I couldn't answer for sure. I know we do offer some sports channels, but you know, the ESPNs and the some of the college football. As far as the local regional sports, we'd have to check our channel lineup. So feel free to head to race.com and you can access our channel lineups on there. If for some reason you don't see the channel, that doesn't mean it will be a no forever. Please give us a ring or send us an email on your feedback. And when the time comes around again where we can have these discussions, we can add it to the list.
All right. Thank you. And Frank, that was what Frank was looking for.
There is a link to the channel guide on the chat. We posted it
perfect.
Sage
Yeah.
posted it for Vicky earlier.
Yep, we have a link on there. It has the basic channels, the local channels, basic TV plus, expanded, and the premium channels on there. So any kind of channel lineup you're looking for, it will all be within that PDF.
And I know a lot of the local sports channels obviously are important because they have these programs, but I know they've also started incorporating a lot of apps you can download to also watch the content. And with the bandwidth that we're going to be providing, I would definitely look into downloading one of those apps to stream the content if possible. I know sometimes they get exclusivity contracts and makes it tough, but feel free to give us a ring if you don't see it on there so that we can make sure we add it to our list.
All right. We have just a couple more. We have a question from Joan, and it says, what is really the difference between copper and fiber? Is fiber actually worth the additional cost?
So that is a big question, but I'll try to answer it as much knowledge as I have. But essentially, fiber optic networks use glass and light to transmit the data. So literally the data is being transmitted at the speed of light. With copper, that's an older technology. It can't handle the amount of bandwidth, the load. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but if you're on the copper networks, when it rains or gets cold, that actually affects the performance of copper. When everybody's home from work or school or home, and they all jump on the network to start doing things, you'll notice the network lag and you'll get more buffering. Because we're using light through glass, it offers more than 10 times the bandwidth and available speeds to you. So newer technology, less prone to weather, more reliable service. It's just new. Copper started back with a telegraph. So things have changed quite a bit since then.
All right. Thank you. And I think that is all the questions that I can see coming in right now. I think we've answered most of them or messaged some of you guys privately, depending on what the question was. Unless anyone has any other questions, I think that kind of wraps up our virtual town hall in Colusa. So without further ado, just want to thank everybody for coming to this town hall tonight and spending the night with us. We really appreciate you coming. If you do have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. You can see here our phone number. You can also place your orders at race.com/order. We do have our service available and ready to go for you in Colusa right now, up to 10 gigabits per second. So thank you again. We know you're busy people and we really appreciate you spending time with us tonight.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, everyone.